Hi, my name's Carol Baker, and I'm going to share with you my journey to sobriety from alcohol. It's been a long time about thinking about doing this, and I'm just now finally ready to do it. So here we go. I'm 67 years old, very happily married. I have 2 adult daughters, and I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and lots of my family lives here. And I am, I guess you would call me pretty stable, pretty organized, pretty successful in my own right, according to my brain. Pretty happy. You know, a lot of people, when they hear somebody going on a journey to sobriety from alcohol, that they have to be laying face down in a gutter or going through some kind of traumatic rehab experience or, you know, other things. But in my case, everything in my life was pretty good. So why did I choose to become sober from alcohol? And that's the story I'm getting ready to tell you. It all started with my work life. I had been working for 11 years as an outside independent social media consultant / strategist for a startup company that grew from $250,000 in sales a year to about 12 million in sales about 3 years later, and then on and on and on. The company grew, and all this time I've been doing social media for this company that grew exponentially. Well, about 6 months ago, I think, the company was bought out by an international company with billions, $55 billion worth of I don't know how to say it, an international company worth $55 billion. And I had a feeling I was going to be let go. And I was right. They told me at the end of last year that they would be taking all of their marketing, including their social media marketing, in-house. So I had to kind of scramble and figure out, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to like retire? Or do I start something new? And quite frankly, I was burned out from corporate America and just burned out from the amount of time it took to do what I was doing. At one point in time, I had at least a dozen clients, but I was down to one big client. So I was kind of ready to slow down. So I started doing a lot of things in my life, taking an assessment of who I am, what I'm doing, what do I want to feel like in the world, what do I want to be, who do I want to be to my friends and family, to who do I want to be. And I really love helping people with starting their life over. I love helping coach people, women. I love mentoring women that are starting their life over in one way or the other, whether it's fitness and health and exercise or meditation and journaling. So I decided to create some workbooks to help me help others. So the first one I created was Your Joy Frequency. It's a 28-day guided journal with lots of space for filling in the blanks and kind of large print, which I love, and a lot of people love it. The tagline for this is 28 days, one intention, infinite joy. And I was so proud and so excited to create this workbook. And then I thought, you know, I've created this workbook to help others, but I want to help myself first and experience the workbook. So I started a 28-day period of time starting November 1st of 2026 last year. And for 28 days, I journaled in my workbook that I created. It's different to create something and then to do it yourself. So I had never actually taken my own advice and filled out the pages. So I decided, as part of my 28-day guided journal challenge to myself, I decided that I would make sobriety part of the 28 days. Have I ever tried going sober from alcohol before? Yes, I have. A lot of times before my husband and I take a trip to Maui, Hawaii, I go on 30-day or 60-day fasts from alcohol. And then once we get to Hawaii, bring on the Mai Tais. And then I'd come back from the Hawaii trips and pick up the habit of drinking socially, not too much. I mean, splitting a bottle of wine at dinner with my husband, or having a cocktail at home on a Friday night. I tried to only drink on weekends, and I decided that Thursday is the start of the weekend. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. So I wasn't getting blackout drunk and drinking too much, but I felt so puffy. So this 28-day challenge that I started, I had a really small group of women. I think there were maybe 5 or 6 of us. But for 28 days, we all decided what kinds of habits we wanted to take on. And I chose meditating every morning for 20 to 30 minutes, choosing really healthy food, trying to walk 10,000 steps every day. Sometimes I only make it to 6,000, but a lot of times I made it to 6,000 steps a day. Going to Pilates, going to yoga, going to the gym. But part of my 28-day challenge, as I worked through the workbook with others, was to be completely sober from alcohol. And guess what? The 28 days were over and I felt fantastic. I loved how I looked, the puffiness, the inflammation, like I've experienced before. Like I said, I've done 30-day fasts. I've done 60-day fasts where I choose not to have any alcohol because I don't want to be puffy for a trip. So those are kind of some of my reasons. But here's the thing. Okay, now I've been sober for over 105 days. My sobriety start date was November 10th, and now we're in February, and today is about 105 days. But the longer I'm sober from alcohol, the more I'm having memories of some of my behaviors and some of my routines and some of my shortcomings and some of my relationships in life that can be so much better when I'm a sober from alcohol person. So, like I said before, you can be sober curious and just experiment with being sober from alcohol for a period of time. And that's one of the things that made it so doable for me, is that I didn't think, well, this is forever. This is a choice I'm making for right now. And then it got to be, okay, for today, I'm making the choice to be sober. And I just kept making the choice to be sober, literally a day at a time. I couldn't really think so far in the future, like, well, I'm going to be sober the rest of my life. I mean, that did not feel doable in my brain. Now I'm like, yeah, I love this. I love this feeling. I want to hang on to this with everything I have. I mean, I love it so much. One of the things that's helping me stay on track is choosing delicious mocktails when my husband and I go out to dinner, go out to eat. This morning we went to Sunday brunch, and normally I would have split a bottle of champagne with him, but instead I ordered a mocktail and it was delicious. So that's been really helpful on my journey. Also watching YouTube videos. There's one called Sober Strong, and the host's name is Megan. And I can't tell you how long she's been sober, but she's got a lot of videos. Again, her name's Megan on Sober Strong, so shout out to Megan. So watching videos every day, listening to other people's stories has helped me stay strong. And again, back to my first tip is, it's literally a day at a time I'm choosing this. It's not, I know that I can have a drink of alcohol. I know that I can have a glass of alcohol. But guess what? It didn't work for me doing that. Like, oh, well, I'll just have one. It didn't work, because then it'd be like, well, I've had one, what's 2? Big deal. And then it was like, well, I'm only going to drink on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. Well, Thursday's part of the weekend, right? Because it's right before Friday. And then a lot of times you've got a holiday on a Monday, or the Super Bowl, or one thing or the other, or a birthday. So of course I'm going to have a drink on a Monday or Tuesday because it's a birthday party. And it's like all the excuses in the world for not staying sober were rearing their little heads. So just saying no to it altogether has been my solution for my life. And quite frankly, the only reason I'm coming onto YouTube and creating this video for you all is because I want to share this with others. It really is a fantastic lifestyle, and I love it so, so much. A lot of people call this the pink bubble. You know, when you're still under a year sober, maybe you're in your first 90 days or so, they call it the pink bubble because you're excited. And it's true. I do feel like I'm in a pink bubble, but there's that feeling that I want to share it with others. So please check in below, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel, which I have not been really using up until now. I'm gonna look at making this a habit to come on and encourage others, because this is definitely not something to keep quiet about. It's a great life hack, being sober from alcohol. I hope this helps somebody out there. Bye-bye for now.